78% of NFL players go bankrupt within 2 years of retirement. 60% of NBA players are broke within 5 years of leaving the league. These guys made tens of millions of dollars in their 20s. They had houses, cars, jets, businesses, and by their 30s, most of them had nothing. Here's the part nobody talks about. The exact same thing is probably happening to you right now, just slower and less dramatically. It's called lifestyle inflation. And once you understand it, you'll realize why most people who get raises, promotions, and bigger paychecks never actually get wealthier. They just get more expensive. Let me show you what I mean. Imagine you're 25 years old. You make $50,000 a year. You live in a small apartment. You drive a used Honda. You eat at home most nights. At the end of the month, you have a little money left over. Now fast forward 5 years. You're 30. You got a promotion. You make $100,000 a year now. You moved to a nicer apartment. You bought a newer car with a monthly payment. You eat out a lot more. Maybe you upgraded your phone, your watch, your wardrobe, and at the end of the month, you still have a little money left over. Wait, what just happened? You doubled your income, but your bank account didn't double. Your savings didn't double. Your investments didn't double. You're working the same amount of hours. You have the same amount of free time. You feel the same level of financial stress. The only thing that changed is the price tag on everything around you. That's lifestyle inflation. It's the silent thief that makes raises feel meaningless. Here's why it happens. Your brain doesn't measure wealth in absolute terms. It measures it in comparisons. When you make $50,000, a $30,000 car feels extravagant. When you make $100,000, that same car feels reasonable. So you buy a $60,000 car instead, and it feels exactly as extravagant as the $30,000 one used to feel. You're not actually feeling richer. You're feeling exactly the same. You just spent more money to get there. This is why high income doesn't equal wealth. Wealth is what's left over after you spend. If you make $1 million a year and spend $1 million a year, you have nothing. If you make 60,000 and spend 40, you have 20,000. The accountant doesn't care how much money came in, only how much stayed. Now back to those NFL players. They made millions, but they also spent millions. Custom houses, 10 cars in the driveway, family on payroll, entourage, jewelry, restaurants, parties. The income was massive. The lifestyle inflated to match. When the income stopped, the expenses didn't. Bankrupt in 2 years. This is the same trap that catches doctors. Did you know the average doctor in America has a negative net worth until their 40s? They make hundreds of thousands a year, but they also have huge student loans, a big house, 2 nice cars, private schools for the kids, country club memberships, vacations. The math says they're earning a lot. The math also says they're spending it all. Same trap, just less dramatic. Here's the brutal truth nobody tells you. You're probably on the treadmill right now. You got your last raise and it felt good for about a month. Then you found things to spend it on. You'll get your next raise and it'll feel good for about a month. Then you'll find things to spend it on. You'll keep doing this for 30 years. And when you retire, you'll have less than your grandparents who made way less money. Why does this happen? 3 reasons. First, your environment changes. When you make more money, you spend time around people who also make more money. Their normal becomes your normal. The cars they drive, the vacations they take, the restaurants they eat at, those become your reference point. Your spending creeps up to match without you even noticing. Second, marketing is designed to capture every extra dollar you earn. The moment your income goes up, there's an entire industry built to convince you that you deserve better stuff. Better car, better apartment, better watch, better gym, better everything. The promotion was supposed to give you freedom. The marketing converts it into payments. Third, lifestyle inflation is one way. Once you upgrade, it's incredibly hard to downgrade. You can move from a small apartment to a nice one easily. Moving back to the small one feels like failure, even though you were perfectly happy there a year ago. So expenses ratchet up over time, never down. So how do you actually escape this? There's one rule. When your income goes up, your lifestyle should not go up by the same amount. If you get a raise of $10,000 a year, your spending should go up by maybe $2,000. The other $8,000 should go straight into investments before you ever see it. This is called paying yourself first. And it's how people who make moderate incomes end up wealthier than people making 3 times as much. They quietly route every raise into compounding investments, while their peers route every raise into fancier stuff. A 30-year-old who makes $70,000 and saves $20,000 a year ends up with more money at retirement than a 30-year-old who makes $200,000 and saves $5,000. Way more. The income looks different. The wealth outcome is the opposite of what you'd expect. Here's the takeaway. Income is just the input. What you actually keep is what builds wealth. And the trap of lifestyle inflation is designed to make sure you keep almost nothing, no matter how much you earn. The people who get rich aren't the ones who make the most money. They're the ones who let the smallest amount leak out the bottom. NBA players don't go broke because they ran out of income. They go broke because they let their lifestyle outrun their income. The same trap is set for every promotion, every raise, every bonus you'll ever get. The next time you get a raise, do this. Pretend it didn't happen. Don't change anything. Let the extra money flow straight into your investments. In 30 years, you'll have built more wealth than 95% of the people who actually felt rich when they got their raises. But there's one part of this equation I haven't told you about yet, because saving more is only half the battle. The other half is making sure what you save actually grows. And there's a math principle most people get completely wrong about saving versus investing. One that determines whether your money grows 10 times or stays flat over your life. I'm going to show you the difference between saving and investing, why putting money in a savings account is actually one of the worst things you can do with it long term, and the simple shift that turns savers into wealthy retirees.